All right, so the next shape that we're going to be talking about over the next few days is called a cylinder. A cylinder is a shape you guys see often in the world, but what makes it a cylinder is that it has two congruent circular bases, and it's attached by think of like a rectangle being wrapped around connecting those bases. Now the formula is going to look a little scary, but don't worry, it's not that bad. So to find the surface area of this, you're going to do 2 times pi times the radius of the circle times the height, so the distance between those two circles, plus 2 times pi times the radius squared. Now you will recognize that this pi r squared is the formula for area of a circle. And then we multiply it by 2 like we did with our prisms because we have 2 bases. All right, and then this is going to help us find the area of that place that's being wrapped around the 2 circles. So again, the only information we need from our diagram are the radius and height. So the radius here is given to us, maybe. There we go. All right, so the radius is given to us here. So remember, the radius goes from the center to the edge of the circle as 7. The height of the cylinder is 10. So that is, again, the distance between the 2 circles, the 2 bases. So we're going to plug this into our formula. So I have 2 times pi times our radius of 7 times the height of 10 plus 2 times pi times our radius of 7 squared. All right, I'm going to clean this up a little. So I'm going to do 2 times 7 times 10. So 2 times 7 is 14, times 10 is 140. And I still have the pi there. Plus 7 squared is 49 times 2 is going to give me 98 pi. All right, now the reason I did this is it's just going to make it a little easier for us to combine things and get a more accurate answer. So now I can add the 140 pi and the 98 pi together so that we will end up with a number that's a little easier to work with. So we're going to add these together and we end up with 238 pi. So we just added the 140 and the 98 to get 238. Last step, I'm going to take the 238 and I'm going to multiply that with pi. So you can either use the pi button or 3.14, and you will end up with roughly 747.7. All right, so there's just a lot of math to do along the way. The actual numbers, getting the stuff into the formula isn't very challenging because you have a lot of what you need and you don't need much. All right, next one, we are given this cylinder. Now what you'll notice is we have this dotted line drawn all the way across that cylinder. So that means that the 20 is talking about the whole diameter. So to get the radius, we're going to take 20 and divide it by 2. So our radius would be 10. So it's from the center to the edge. Now, we also have a height. The distance between the 2 bases, the 2 circles, is also 10. So we're going to be plugging in 10 everywhere. So surface area equals 2 times pi times the radius of 10 times the height of 10 plus 2 times pi times 10 squared. All right, again, next step, I'm going to simplify, do some math. So 2 times 10 is 20, times 10 is 200 pi. So again, all I did was multiply the other numbers together and then just carry along the pi. It all still will be multiplied. And then I have 10 squared, which will give me 100, times 2, which will give me, again, 200 pi. So I'm going to add these together. That'll leave me with 400 times pi. And again, you can plug in either using the pi button or 3.14. You're going to multiply 400 times 3.14 or pi, and you're going to get 1,256.6. Now keep in mind, your decimals may be super close, and that just has to do with the rounding. So that's why if we wait till the very end to multiply through by pi or 3.14, there's a better chance we'll have more accurate answers. All right, and then the last one here, we again are given a diameter. So to find the radius, we're gonna take the 14 and cut it in half. So that'll leave us with 7. We have a height, again, same number, is 7. So I'm gonna plug this into our surface area formula. So 2 times pi times our radius of 7 times our height of 7 plus 2 times pi times our radius of 7 squared. All right, so that gives me 2, oops, let's do, 2 times 7 is 14, and then we're gonna multiply that by 7, and we're gonna get 98 pi. All right, and then 7 squared is 49 times 2 is again 98 pi. So we're gonna add these 98s together and carry along the pi. So we have 196 pi, and then we're gonna go through and multiply those. So 196 times 3.14 is gonna give us roughly 615.7. All right, so keep in mind here, when you're doing this, you need the radius, so just halfway across the circles from the center to the edge, and the height, the distance between those two circles, those two bases. You're gonna plug all this into your formula that you're given here, and then I would suggest doing all the multiplying of numbers first and then carry along the pi, and then combine those together and then multiply out.